My name is Henry, and this evening I've come to speak of reinvention. All of you are inventing yourselves every day. Every day you find yourselves feeling, looking, observing, analyzing many, many different things around you. It's simple logic, it is simple equations and mathematics of life. You have 5 senses, a 6th one, maybe you have more. But you're doing the best you can with what you have, and it's automatic. There's so much automatic functionality going on inside of you at this very moment. For this voice to reach your eardrums, then to send a signal to your brain, for you to go through your memory banks without effort to retrieve the definitions of the words that are being spoken to you. As you are taken in light, you are able to identify the color and the intensity of all of these things at once if you were asked to simply just focus on that part of the room that is lit a certain way or has a certain feeling of temperature. These are frequencies. There are things you cannot see. They are vibrating on another frequency. There are sounds you cannot hear for the same reasons. Your perception is what you are, isn't it? That's how you feel you exist, is that you're able to perceive. Sounds very simple, but it's kind of compelling when you think about it. How much of the young people that you teach in your school systems are taught about perception? They're told to figure it out. Their perception on something is really not the issue. They are told to learn a certain way, a particular perception, maybe 1 or 2 different viewpoints. But there is a code of acceptable functionality within the whole that is your society. Like parts on an engine, the carburetor is meant to do a specific thing. And that thing, like your organs in your body, your liver knows what to do. It's a piece of flesh. You can't cut it open and see how it ticks, but it does. It only operates the way it's meant to operate within the whole that is within your physical body. All of these organs within your physical system, they are synergistic and symbiotic. That means they are simply working with one another. And by working with one another, they're able to use communication. That is what working together means. Communication is a very integral part of creation. It's a very interesting thing about the English language. The word creation and the word reaction made of the same letters, meaning different things, but maybe creation is a reaction to something, isn't it? To listen, and then you have the word silent, same letters. You turn them around. To truly listen, you must be silent within yourself. For this gentleman here to offer his body in the way that he does, he allows himself to be very silent. And therefore, the listening can occur for himself and for you as well. And so there is an inner dialogue that all of you are experiencing, even at this very moment. This inner dialogue is a current inner dialogue. You are taking in this experience, as you call it. And yet there is another inner dialogue that is running, and it's the story of your life. You've heard that expression before. That's the story of my life. Usually it's not a very good thing. It's usually said when someone says, well, that didn't go too well. That's the story of my life. You don't usually hear that response when someone says, you're so successful. That's the story of my life. You might think that's a bit pompous or arrogant. But success is the story of your lives. You've been succeeding in a lot of things. Just sitting here, there is physical functionality that is succeeding. You may not think that's a very big deal because it doesn't have to do with your career, but it does, or a healthy body has to live. So what part of this inner dialogue isn't working for you? It's like a part of the whole that's clunking around in your engine. You're trying to get this flowing, this energy flowing through this machine, through this engine, to get you where you want to go. And how you feel as you're going there is a big part of it. You're not teaching feeling and the importance of feelings to the young people. They have to find it on their own. You try to nurture it after a while. But there comes a point where they have to find their own road, their own way. That's what happens when you have to separate the inner dialogue from the external. External could be what they're all saying you should be like, or what you can or cannot do. And your internal dialogue may be also similar to that, but also you know yourself, and you know the kind of special quality that you are. You are a special quality. There is no one like you anywhere in the entire universe. You are distinctly unique. You are a one of a kind. They only made one of this model. That is lost. After some time, you are just trying to fit in with the other. But you also want to stand out. So how to be original? How do you do something that's original? You all have the same story. Every one of you has the same story. The elements are the same. The details are different, but the elements are the same. And these elements, like the elements in your world, your physical elements, things that stuff is made of. Stuff is made of elements. And there is no limit to the variety of stuff, is there? You are made of elements. Let's say there's a limited number of elements. So far you've discovered a certain number of elements. So let's work within that paradigm that you've created and you're living in. What makes you different if everybody's using the same elements? Well, that's the magic of life. That's the magic of your uniqueness. That is who you are. And so you're told, know who you are. And then you're challenged, who do you think you are? Go after your dreams, but don't be a dreamer. These are conflicting messages. Stand out, try to fit in. That is what they are confusing you with. And at this point, it's your own mind that is doing the confusing. You haven't given yourself permission to be who you really are. Anytime you think you're struggling, that something's got a hold on you, it doesn't have a hold on you. You just haven't given yourself permission to be who you really are, and you are not a slave. You have never been a slave. You are born free. You will die free. You exist in between lifetimes free. You say, but I don't feel free. Well, that's up to you. We're just here to tell you, you are free. You say, if I don't feel free, then I'm not free. That is not true. You are in a room, but the door is not locked. It doesn't mean you are locked in. So you are free, though you perhaps have the perspective that you are not free. Maybe you feel trapped in a career. Should I do this or that? The only reason the should is there is that you're afraid of failing. Whatever that means, you have your definitions of that one. And that is where your confusion lies. You are not confused. You know what you want to do. So you say, well, I gotta sacrifice then. Sacrifice is up to you too. That is a concept that you were taught. What if you never heard the word sacrifice before? What if it never existed? All it was in your life was that you should do what you love. You say, but I gotta get supported that way. It has to be right. There's a lot of other factors. Well, sure, there's a lot of other factors in how a car works, but if you don't have gas, you got nothing. Your gas, what is that? That is your ever-changing, ever-pliable perspective. It is fluid. It carries information. We aren't talking about information like you find in a dictionary. We are talking about real information, like a cell, like DNA, that kind of information. The moment you give yourselves permission to be who you are, watch everything change. Everything that you look at will change when you change the way you look at it. And at that point, as the saying goes, you won't know what changed. It or you. That is where reality starts to become a lot of fun. Because if you can do that in one area, why can't you do it in another? You see the conflicting information you got when you were grown up is that you can do anything, but not everything. Or you can do everything, but not anything. Why say anything at all? When you got love, you just nurture what you love. Why do you doubt the power of nurturing with love? What do you think has more power than that? And as you do that, there won't be any races to win. You won't be going in a circle. This journey that you're on, it's endless. So let it go. That's relaxing into the reality that you are living in, that you are living as. Bless you.